Eighth episode of the B Team Sports Podcast. I'm Jack Kenna, joined alongside Grant, Tyler, and Trevor, and we are happy to be back for another week talking about some sports. Let's get right into the breaking news. Tyler, what do we have for breaking news?
Well, obviously, unless you've been living under a rock today, the Chiefs traded for DeAndre Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans. That is a fifth-round pick that the Chiefs sent Tennessee's way. It can be a fourth-round pick. I'm not sure on what the conditions are to make it a fourth-round pick, but I assume it's probably postseason playing time and maybe an all-pro thing, kind of what it normally is.
Well,
but definitely some much-needed help for the Chiefs receiving core, who's just not getting any help this season.
D-Hop's washed, though.
He's so washed.
See, we were getting production out of washed Juju, so I think a washed D-Hop is
there's
an
no
improvement.
wide he's an easy wide receiver 2, if not a wide receiver 1, in my opinion.
I think we're going to use him as the wide receiver 1.
I do too.
Well,
because
who
there's
else
no
on that Chiefs
exactly.
team?
There's
I wouldn't
not
even
a
say Travis
single-
Kelce.
I'm not saying
but-
he's not good. I'm just saying he's not the D-Hop he was.
How many?
Well, obviously,
You
I
don't want
agree,
Worthy out in wide receiver 1.
I have
you
a
want him in the
question for you,
slot.
Tyler. I have a question for you.
Okay.
And this might not be the time to talk about it, but obviously Isaiah Worthy has not performed how you guys thought. I feel like a lot of Chiefs
Xavier
fans.
Worthy's been fine. It's just been getting him the ball overall that's kind of been tough.
Yeah.
Mahomes,
I haven't really seen
But
much
that's
of
the
him.
thing.
though.
Like getting him the ball shouldn't be tough. I mean, I guess it kind of is if
when
he's
your
their
whole,
only
when
target.
your whole team's beat up and you have
that's a fair
fossil
point.
of Kelsey.
But he's not getting the. I think it's harder for Xavier Worthy because he was not supposed to be wide receiver 1, and now with injuries, sadly, that's just kind of what's happened. And so
I
he's
agree
thrown
with
into a
that.
position he's not used to.
Yeah.
And he's still a rookie.
Yep.
I agree with that.
I don't think that he's been playing bad though. It's just I think he would have been a lot more comfortable as a wide receiver 2 to start.
Well,
I agree.
I mean, obviously with Worthy, his draft, the stuff that he had, it was speed, and that was really it. He's a fast guy, but he's not really considered to be like an elite route runner.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like the best hands ever. He has good hands. I mean, that doesn't drop the ball much. But you're getting him from speed. So what the Chiefs are doing is they're trying to give him the ball out into space and then occasionally mix in deep shots. But,
have they had many deep shots?
they had one on Sunday, and it would have been a touchdown, but Mahomes actually overthrew him, which the fact that Mahomes
I was going to say,
overthrowing Worthy
Mahomes,
is
I feel like
crazy.
if you have a combination of Mahomes, one of the biggest arms in the league, and one of the fastest players in the league, that should be a combination for...
Make a fun little stuttering.
Well, he's not the fastest player in the league. It's 40 time, yes, but...
You know what? I think the Chiefs get some wide receiver depth, and I think this is going to be good for them.
I do too.
Yeah, I agree.
Brandon Ayuk is out for the season.
This was terrible for me.
Yeah,
Terrible
fantasy
for me
owner.
in my fantasy.
Fantasy owner.
Just terrible look.
That was just a rough
I still
game to
remember my
watch on
dad
Sunday.
took Brandon Ayuk over Debo Samuel. Like one pick before I picked Debo, he picked Brandon Ayuk. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
what do you have to say, Grant?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, back to the Chiefs thing. I have a question for you
If
guys.
this is about BTJ,
No,
let's just
this
move
is
on.
this is
Okay.
about the Titans and
Okay.
D-Hop. Is D-Hop washed, or is Tennessee the place where receivers go to die unknown?
Well, you said that in an earlier podcast.
We've had
like a while
Julio
ago.
Jones was there. He went there to die.
Well,
Here's what I'm saying. A.J. Brown was there. And yes, he was good. But now he went to the Eagles, and now he is, you could argue, top 5 receiver in the league. I think
It's
that,
hard to play wide receiver when you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
and you have Derrick Henry.
Also hard to play wide receiver when you're in your 30s.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like D-Hop's obviously not the receiver he was in Houston.
But he's still not a
But
bad
nobody's
receiver.
going to sit here and say that he's like bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Like there's
I
a reason why
agree.
we're still talking about this sign. Like
Yeah,
this signing.
letting Mahomes and D-Hop be on the same team
Yes.
is great for the Chiefs and
Yeah.
not great for opposing defenses.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I came on here and said D-Hop's washed. He's not the wide receiver he was, but he's not
Not
bad.
washed. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's like this is going to be a good signing for Kansas City because they needed someone
I agree.
at wide receiver. And I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster's actually been playing pretty all right.
He played a lot better than I
he's-
thought he was
He
going to
has
play.
2 touchdowns for the Chiefs this year.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I think, I mean, I know I saw 1 touchdown with my own eyes, but I think D-Hop can have production better than that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very fun, I think, to see D-Hop in a Chiefs jersey, especially for you Chiefs fans.
Yep.
And he's still a very talented receiver. And Xavier Worthy's going to learn a lot from him.
Yeah, I
So it's
absolutely
like,
agree.
even
It's one
if
of those
he's-
things where you bring in like a veteran to
A
try
veteran.
to,
It's
try
like
to help the
it's like
younger
Russell
guys out.
Westbrook on the Denver Nuggets. He's not the Russell Westbrook he was, but he
Or the
knows a lot.
Keenan Allen of the Bears.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but he knows a lot.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really good for them to learn. We talked about Brandon Ayuk being out for the year. I don't know a whole bunch about it.
I don't either.
So
Yeah.
somebody does.
The 49ers' best receiver, the most healthy receiver right now, is a guy that was shot in the chest 2 months ago.
I would say Debo's.
Debo is out with pneumonia.
Debo's,
Like,
well,
he'll be back.
He
be
may
back.
take this week off, but he'll be back.
Yeah.
Still,
Pneumonia could
kill you. Like, I think right now their healthiest
Okay, Grant,
receiver.
It's not the 1600s.
right.
You can still die from pneumonia. Can you
Okay,
not?
all right.
Can you not?
Okay.
Still.
Thank you. Thank
Moving
you.
on. I think it should be interesting to see what that team is. I mean, if you're a 49ers fan, this is terrible.
Yeah, this is
Your
tragic
entire
news.
team is injured, essentially. Or
This is
injured,
tragic
sick,
news.
something. Kittle's out. Debo's
Kittle's
out.
out?
Yeah, Kittle had an ankle injury last week. Or maybe not ankle,
His
but
foot.
He's questionable.
Foot, that's
He's
what it was.
questionable right
He's
now.
questionable.
It's terrible.
You got Ayuk, you got nothing. CMC hasn't played a lick of football this season.
And
Like,
you have Brock Purdy as your
I know.
quarterback.
It's just terrible time to be
It doesn't
a,
get any better for 49ers
Yeah.
fans.
It doesn't get better for 49ers fans. This is really bad.
You know
Now-
who it is good for, though? Sports fans. It is a sports Equinox here.
Equinox.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We got a lot to talk about today, obviously, but I think the first thing we're going to touch on is the MLB postseason. Now, obviously, I don't know a lick of this.
We got
I'll let you guys talk about that.
Okay.
Well, there was no good matchups after the Yankees.
I disagree.
clinched.
This is the
This
worst.
is the
This is the
matchup
worst
I wanted
possible.
to see.
This is the worst possible thing. I don't care. I'm rooting for a meteor to come down and hit both stadiums.
This is
I-
the best matchup we actually could have seen, and anyone who says anything else doesn't know ball.
Like closest.
You get to see
series.
Shohei Ohtani and you get to see Aaron Judge. And do people like these teams?
No.
No. But it's big markets playing good baseball, and someone's going to get crowned champion, and they're going to actually play. When is the last time the two best teams in any?
It was 10 years
sports
ago,
league?
2013. Or
Yeah.
well, MLB
When's
wise.
the last time any sports league has had the two actual best teams make the championship? I don't know.
I know for baseball.
NBA,
it was
I feel like-
the Boston Celtics were
Are
there.
you
the Mavericks
saying?
were
Are you
number
saying the
two.
Chiefs and Niners weren't the two best teams last year?
I mean, I was
Were
just,
they ranked 1 and 2? Though?
Like, no,
are we doing off
that's a fair
rankings or
point.
just?
I was doing it off rankings.
Then yeah.
One and one are playing in the World Series, which is
and
the
it's like
Yankees and
that's what
Dodgers.
everyone wants to see.
I don't think so. I don't think the Chiefs were 1.
I
Or
disagree.
2.
I disagree.
I'm
Last
looking
year.
right now, but I think you're right.
Bottom line is, what do
It
you
might have
think?
been.
I mean, while they talk about football on the baseball part,
That's
what do you
this
think, Jay
year's.
Kenna? What are you looking for if you're a Yankees fan or a Dodgers fan here?
So if I'm a Yankees fan, we just need to get our hitters hot.
I agree.
Aaron Judge has had a very cold postseason. He's heating up kind of now, but Stanton's been really good. You need some production out of Judge, and I think Rizzo's going to be back for the World
He
Series.
should be, but he's
So-
not going to be anywhere near what he should be looking like.
No, but if you can get anything out of him, that's better than no Rizzo.
Well, and you have a pretty weak lineup on both teams, in my opinion. The Dodgers is a little better. You got Tommy Edman, postseason absolute legend.
Postseason Tommy
And
Edman.
I mean, Mookie's been looking good. Shohei always delivers. Like, it's very much a 1 through 5, and then everything after that on both teams is just sleepers. You have no idea what's going to happen, in my
But I
opinion.
think that's what makes it fun. It's
I agree.
Dodgers, Yankees,
It'll be a pitcher's matchup for sure. I
100%.
think
Garrett Cole.
he's been looking a little.
Have we already given our
right.
predictions for who we think's winning the World Series?
No,
then?
we haven't. But if you want to start us off,
Yeah, you start us off.
I'm gonna take the Dodgers, and I'm gonna say Dodgers in 6.
yep.
I'm going to stay with my prediction last week. I'm going to go Yankees.
I'm thinking, I don't know. It could really go either way. Honestly, I think it'll be best of 7. I as much as it pains me to say I'm with you, I think it is gonna be a great series, even though it's my two least favorite teams. But I'm gonna end up going Dodgers.
I just hope both teams have fun. Honestly, I think that's all we can say.
I think that was genuinely the best thing that you could have.
Yeah,
actually said
I
in that
agree.
Situation.
I'm with you.
College basketball. I know we said this last week, is around the
We're
corner.
back.
I had the privilege to go to Big 12 Media Day today, and I am just stoked for the season. That's why I look like this. I look like
Compared to-
this.
Hey,
little
you look
buffoon.
great. You
Fancy.
look great.
But we have a list of 4 college basketball expedition games coming up this weekend. Now, I'm going to talk to the boys. We're going to give you guys our predictions on the game, what we hope to see. and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's actually around the corner. My fingers are tingling. This is what I've waited all year for.
Feeling great.
The Kansas Jayhawks, our Kansas Jayhawks, go take on Arkansas and newly coached Coach Calipari.
Yep.
Or newly assigned,
New tenure.
New coach, bottom
new
line.
coach. Coach Calipari finds himself in Arkansas. This game is going to be on Friday.
Yep.
So 2 days. In 2 days, this game is going to happen in Arkansas on the SEC network. I have the list of the networks next to it so we can make sure we tune in.
Yep.
What do you guys hope to see? Obviously, I was there, and I think Hunter Dickinson is questionable. Shaquille Moore is, I think, out with a hip flexor. Or maybe that was Rylan Griffin with a hip flexor. But Rylan Griffin, Shaquille Moore, and Hunter Dickinson are all questionable. So what do you guys think is going to happen in this game?
I mean, to start it off, I just want them. I don't really think a win or a loss matters.
That's
here.
what-
Obviously,
that's what I was
it's
thinking.
exhibition. This isn't going to go on our record. I think as long as I want to see some good. Like I want to see more good than I do bad. And obviously,
Exactly.
it is the first game against an opponent this year. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot to go.
I am
Poorly.
interested to see how the dynamic will be. I mean, you got Store, because you said
Yep.
it's just Moore, Dickinson, and who else that's questionable?
Griffin.
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 All right, so I can live with that because you got Zeke Mayo, Passmore, and Store, and those are all new guys on the team. And I'm interested personally to see how they will gel with like the Bill Self offense, because obviously it's probably almost guaranteed not what they were used to, in whatever they came from, whether it's a transfer, whether it's a incoming freshman, like. It's going to be an adjustment either way, and
100%.
I agree with you, Grant. It doesn't really matter, but still, as a preseason #1 team, you want to see your team dominate.
100%.
Even if it's the bench.
Bill Self did say today that he has pretty much 4 starters in mind, and 2 guys are fighting for that 5th spot. So obviously, we'll see DeJuan Harrison there.
Yep.
We're going to see Zeke Mayo.
I'm pumped
Now,
for that.
what he said was Zeke Mayo has been one of the most consistent players on the team this year, and it's going to be hard to keep Zeke Mayo off the floor, which I think has been true. I mean, he said it once, but then he's doubled down, said it again.
He's a great player.
And so I don't think this is coach talk anymore. I think Zeke Mayo's actually shown that he can play at
agree.
this level. And I'm kind of excited to see what he can do in our starting lineup. And then obviously KJ Adams and Hunter Dickinson.
yes.
So it's going to be Rylan Griffin and AJ Store kind of battling it out for that 5th starter spot. And what this has shown me is, holy cow, Kansas is deep.
Well, I was about to say that. I mean, we have depth now. Finally, at
Because
least.
that's
we
what
have
got
these
us last
big
year.
That is absolutely
As
what
soon as
got
our
us.
starters went out last year, it was like, oh
We're
god,
done
like
for.
And there was games too where we were playing with 3 guys on the court.
Yeah.
Like-
the entire game too. Like
So
they almost never.
This
came
is
out.
exciting because we have 8 guys who can start in our team.
We got a rotation
So it's like,
for
this
once.
is going to be good.
Yes,
This is good.
I'm pumped. But another thing I'm interested in is people like Jamari. Jamari,
Yep.
someone who was on the team last year, saw the
didn't
court
contribute a
here and
whole
there,
bunch.
didn't contribute a lot, like you said. But I'm interested to see if he can cement, like to show that okay, I'm a better player now. This year, I'm fighting for a spot. I want to be on the court, so on and so forth.
Yep.
Like I want to see something out of Jamari, and I'm assuming we might get to see that Friday against Arkansas.
And you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see him step into a role player position.
Yeah,
Come off the
100%.
bench. We don't need to see a superstar from right.
No.
If he does, awesome, amazing. We'd love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think him stepping into a role player role would just be awesome, especially for if he decides to stay.
Yeah.
I like
Maybe
that
then
take.
next year
Yeah.
he'd be the superstar
Well,
for
that's
us.
really
that's
like
what I
that
like
take.
to see because Jamari, he stuck around this year.
Yes. Same with
And
Elmarco,
with
another one. I
bringing
didn't
in all
expect.
of those talent, all of the talent. Oh, same with Elmarco. You said it right there. He
Yeah.
didn't have the best year himself last year. But watching those guys stay and not just hit the portal when stuff gets tough,
Encouraging.
it's encouraging to see that an Elmarco junior year, senior year.
Yes.
He's going to be
Same
good.
with
He's gonna
Jamari.
be- He's going to be good.
Like,
I
those
wish
guys
we
could
see
be-
Marco this season. I think
Well,
he would have been.
yes.
he
He
was
been
this
100%.
close to taking that step. He
He
was
was
this
this great
close.
this season, but on top of the fact, Bill Self has shown that if you stay in his program for
You're gonna get
3-4
rewarded.
years, you will get rewarded. You will be in the draft, whether it's first round or
And-
second round.
And that's what's hard when you got players like Grady Dick and Johnny Furphy leave after a year because
Yeah.
it's like
Because you know how
Yeah,
much
because-
it could have.
Yes.
they're going to go to the NBA and they're going to do good.
But it's not,
But imagine if they would have stayed and
Yes.
then gone to the NBA. They would have like
especially
Grady.
someone like Grady and
Like,
Furphy,
yeah.
both people who started their freshman year, who found a starting spot their freshman year.
Yeah, they Grady started in freshman year, went to the NBA, spent some time on the G League and then was towards the end of the year when injuries got to the Raptors, he jumped in. But this year now he's looking at a starting spot. But, I mean, you give him 2 extra years in the Bill Self offense, and he might come in and start wherever.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting for sure. One thing I'd obviously be looking out for is the rotation.
Yep.
He said it's going to be more of a 4-quarter game than a half game, just so nobody can foul out, which I think smart. It's going to, from what I've heard, is going to be ran pretty much like a normal game. So it's going to be exciting. I just hope both teams have fun.
And you know, before we go on, you know what we need? We need people to stay healthy.
100%.
That is what we're praying for.
Even though we have depth, let's stay healthy. Let's
Yeah.
have a great year.
No reason not to use our depth.
The Purdue Boilermakers are traveling to Omaha to take on the Creighton Blue Jays in what I think is actually going to be one of the most exciting games of this exhibition.
You think?
And a charity game, yes. I think Purdue is going to be not the Purdue last year.
That's what I'm kind of with you. This is one of my favorites on the board for this week, too. I think I'm just excited to see what Purdue's going to do with Zach Edey for once. I mean, they've had him for what, 4 years?
Oh, Zach Edey is not here anymore.
I know, like, without him,
Zach Edey?
like without Zach
Yeah.
Edey. I'm very interested to see what the team will be like without a 7-footer in the paint that can just do anything.
Yeah, it's going to be different. They still have Braden Smith, and they have Trey Kaufman-Wren.
Yeah.
So they still have guys who can play basketball, and obviously Fletcher Lawyer,
But it's
and a
shown
few others, but it's going to be so different. It's
And
a
it's-
different era. The
it's shown
Edey era
that,
is done.
Like, when you would lock down Edey, you would win a game. And now you don't have to worry about Edey. And so I'm interested to see how that'll unfold.
It's going to be different because it's not the same Purdue that we've seen the past few years.
And Matt Painter
who do you guys
never
think
gonna
wins
tell.
this game?
Give me the
Creighton.
Blue Jays. Because
I think that's a lot for Purdue. They're missing, even if it's just like Zach Edey and a couple other guys. Zach Edey was such a big part of their team where it's
He was their team.
Exactly. It's just a huge loss, and ask him to come back. First game, like it's a preseason game, but against Creighton, who's a pretty well-built team, that's a big game.
I just don't know who's
win.
going to guard Kolkbrenner.
Yeah, no.
Ryan Kolkbrenner was preseason Big East Player of the Year, which was announced today. I just don't see anybody on that Purdue team who can really stop them. If they're going to throw or Daniel Jacobson in there, be my guess. He's a true freshman.
Yeah.
Indiana, the Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers.
A team I think is severely underrated this year.
We're going to get to the Hoosiers
is
later,
traveling
too.
to Tennessee
Yeah.
to take on the Volunteers. And realistically, is going to be an extremely competitive game. I look at Omar Ballo. I look at Boswell. I look at some of those guys at Indiana. It's new. Miles Rice.
Yes.
And I'm super excited to watch them take on Tennessee and a Rick Barnes team that made an Elite 8 last year after beating the Blue Jays in the Sweet 16. So it's going to be a very fun scrimmage. I don't really have much inside details on this one like I do the other ones. But I'm excited to see because I think this is going to be a real test of if Indiana is actually good or not.
Well, and Tennessee's missing their best player.
Yeah,
he went to
Connect left.
Yeah.
Connect left. He's in Los Angeles now, and he's
Yep.
playing pretty well.
Well, the thing that I'm interested in is Mike Woodson, Indiana's head coach. This is kind of a year where he might be
prove
on
it
the
year.
chopping block. Like, maybe chopping block is a stretch, but this is a year where he needs to perform because they brought him in to perform. He did perform with Trace Jackson Davis and that entire team, but Trace Jackson Davis was the team, kind of like how Edey was their team.
You're not lying.
And I think
when
this
you say
is
that.
Yeah, this is a year where Woodson needs to step it up and show that, okay, I win. I'm here for a reason.
The Indiana basketball team missed the tournament last year.
Yeah.
Indiana, blue blood, Indiana missed the tournament last year. Mike Woodson, that's not acceptable.
No,
at a school like
absolutely not.
Indiana. They obviously have the money to do great things. They did it this summer. And it's just going to be interesting because they take on Zakai Ziegler, a really, really, really big part of that Tennessee team that went to the Elite 8 last year. He's back.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun game. The last game
Yeah.
that we have on this exhibition, Arizona State at Duke. Obviously, did you guys see the highlights of Mr. Cooper Flagg?
I have not.
It's
had
hard
the
to
chance
miss him.
22 points in their team's opening exhibition game
He's
against
nice.
the Division II school. There's a reason why he's going to go number 1 in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. I don't know if
You don't think so?
I don't think he is a sure lock
Well,
for number 1.
We'll see. I would put a little bit of moolah on it that he's going to be number one. But
I
I can
would-
see what you're happening. It's a long season,
It's a
right?
long season.
Con Knipple.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's his name. Con Knipple, Duke freshman. Also, he had 5 3-pointers in that exhibition game, so he can just light it up from behind the arc. It's going to be very fun to watch this team this year. I'm jumping on the Duke bandwagon this year. I think this is going to be a great game.
I'll never jump on a Duke
Personal
bandwagon.
I can't
Final
wait to
fours.
Duke play.
Personal Final Fours?
I know we haven't had a lot of time to think about this. We can mull it over, even do it together. We can do a B Team Sports
Let's do that.
preseason Final Four if you guys would like.
I've got mine right now.
I have 2 that I want to put in for sure.
Oh, let's
and
put
then
in 2. Let's hear what these are.
I want Duke and I want Kansas in the Final Four.
I had 2 of those teams in my Final Four as well.
I'd love to see that.
Now, what else are we thinking? Obviously, the AP poll came out. We can use that a little bit.
That's a great point.
You're going to want, I think, a few teams who are obviously towards the top, and I think we have that with Duke and Kansas. But you're also going to want a few teams that are surprise, sneaky teams.
So for me personally,
So let's throw out some sneaky teams, maybe.
okay, I like Arkansas.
That's
I
what
do.
I was
I
just
like
about to
Arkansas,
say as
too, with
well.
Coach Cal.
I do a
Give me-
lot. I think Coach Cal. It doesn't matter what court he's playing on. He's still Coach Cal.
Are we thinking a team like Indiana at 17, Creighton at 15? Are we thinking A&M at 13? I don't think any of those teams I listed sneak into the Final Four.
Do you realistically think a Big Ten team can make the Final Four this year?
If a Big Ten team is going to make it, it's going to be Indiana.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because they actually have depth.
Well,
Fair enough.
Malik Renew,
Yeah.
Omar
I love
Ballo,
Malik Renew.
Miles Rice.
Yes, they're all good. Like they're structured not as good as Kansas, but they have enough depth to where they could make a run.
So should we add Arkansas into our Final Four?
Yeah, sure.
Those 3?
Kansas,
all right,
Duke,
well,
Arkansas.
I got one more for you. I'm not saying put him in, but what about
Cold game.
Bama? What about Bama?
I don't-
They
I
are.
don't-
Everybody is so high on Bama. I'm
don't get
not.
it?
Guys,
I'm really not.
We're talking about it like UConn didn't win back-to-back natty.
UConn's not
getting
making the
past
Final
Duke.
Four this year.
I'm just
They're
saying.
not getting
This
past
UConn
Duke.
team is not
However-
the same UConn team as the last
What
2
about
years.
Baylor or Houston?
I do think a Big 12 team.
I think 2 Big 12
So
teams make
yeah,
it because
if
just how
it's
deep
gonna
the Big
be
12 is.
if it's going to be another Big 12 team, I would more expect it to be Houston than
Yeah.
Because of that
Baylor
defense?
because of the defense. and
Scott
because
Drew's
of-
got it done
What
before.
do you guys not like about Iowa State preseason ranked 5?
Iowa State can never
Good last
perform
year.
ever.
TJ
in my opinion.
Otzelberger did answer my question at Big 12 Media Day.
So we're all in on Iowa State
So
then.
I am in on Iowa State. And their polos were super sweet. So I am 100% in on Iowa State.
Okay.
So let's go
I hate it.
Kansas, Arkansas, Duke,
Yeah.
and another Big 12 team.
Just
Iowa
a
State,
Big 12
Houston.
team.
Any-
Iowa State, Houston,
Baylor.
Flip a coin.
There
Anything
you
that's
go.
not K-State.
There you go. Not
K-State.
K-State.
They're making
You
the
know what?
NIL.
K-State.
So
They're gonna have
that
another
is
deep
the
run in
B
the
Team
NIL this
Sports Final Four. We're definitely
The
gonna
NIT.
We're definitely gonna have to make a graphic for that.
We'll
put
make
that out
one.
on the Instagram soon.
Yes.
Late night in the
NIL.
fog. Did you guys go to it?
No.
I did not.
Did you guys
but
watch the scrimmage?
No.
I've seen clips of like dodgeball and stuff, but I didn't like.
The scrimmage.
Did not see the actual scrimmage. Is what I was getting at.
Bill Self was on the commentary mic,
Was he really?
and it was the funniest thing that I've ever listened to. They would turn the ball over, and he's like, "Oh, not good."
That's electric.
It was so fun. We look good.
Yeah.
We do. We have shooters,
Finally.
Isn't that-
and that's nice to see because we didn't really have that last.
I can't wait to be in Allen Fieldhouse and watch one white guy just go off for like 35 points in the middle of the game.
Oh yeah.
Something I do like about us having to play at Arkansas is we get an early road test when it doesn't actually matter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
And that's
I
going to
didn't
be a
even think of
crazy
that.
environment. So that's going to be a great test
It's
for
gonna
our
rock.
guys.
It's gonna be sweet.
The National Basketball Association is back. We're going to give you guys our award predictions, talk
Scotty.
about the contenders this year, and even some sleepers. So we'll start it off. Most valuable player. We'll go rapid fire. Who do you guys think wins most valuable player this year?
I'll start it with you, TQ, unless you need a minute.
I can go
Yeah,
first.
give me a minute. Hit,
All right.
Shea
hit,
Gilgeous-Alexander is going to win most
I like
valuable
that.
player.
Really?
I'm a Thunders fan this year, so I like that.
Thunders.
My original thought was going to be Jason Tatum, but I think that team is just good.
That team's
and I
loaded.
think there's a lot of people that are going to take away from him.
Yeah.
I think Luka. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
that's
his
a great
offensive
answer, too.
ability.
I don't
I'm going to
hate
go
that at
Luka.
all.
I'm going to go
Great
Luka for
answer,
MVP.
too.
I like that. My initial thought was to look at Jason Tatum, but I decided on Anthony Edwards instead.
Okay.
Did you? You didn't. You said you didn't watch that Timberwolves game last night.
Did not.
Mine would either be SGA or, I don't know, I could probably see Jokic sneaking in there. I think people are sleeping on the Thunder. I think they always find, or not the Thunder, excuse me.
Nuggets.
I
The
think
Nuggets are going to be good again.
I think everybody counts them out every year, and then all of a sudden they're just show up in the
'Cause
playoffs.
Did
and
they
make a run.
lose anyone? I don't think they lost.
No, I don't know, but I know they added Russell Westbrook this year.
That
so.
blood is not Anthony Edwards.
All right. Who you guys got as we're gonna skip Rookie of the Year.
Oh,
Right
Rookie of the
away.
Year is the best
Connect.
one.
It's Connect.
The Rookie of the Year is not connected. It's
I
going to be
don't hate
Zach
that.
Edey.
No, it's
No,
not.
no, he did
it
look
is
good.
Not. His
He
game
looked
will
good.
not
It's gonna be-
translate. His game
His
will
game
not
did
translate.
I just
translate
think-
though. Did you see him in the preseason?
I did. It doesn't matter.
I just think
Preseason's
Zach Edey is
different.
going to be a starting center in the NBA. He's going to be getting minutes, and he's playing with John Morant. I think he has a lot of abilities, and I think he's actually going to win that Rookie of the Year.
Gibbs.
Skip me real quick.
I think I'm gonna copy Trevor here and take Connect, but I also
I like
the thing is like
Mattis as well.
I'm uneducated.
Malas, baby.
I'm
Hometown
uneducated,
hero.
so I don't know who's all maybe in G League and not. But I saw a name that I did like, Alex Sarr.
Alex
but he's on the
Sarr.
Wizards, and so I don't think he's really gonna.
You're going to get a lot of pick
He's
on
just-
the Wizards.
He's scrolling through the NBA.
I'm looking at the
website
class
now.
right
My-
now. I had to
my
have
opinion-
names.
Obviously, it's just my opinion. I think the Rookie of the Year is going to go to someone who plays a lot. Whether that is going to be Stephon Castle in San Antonio, whether it's going to be an Alex Sarr or Zachary Reese-Sachet, it's going to be someone who plays a lot. So, Matas Buzelis, I think, is going to come off the bench,
What a
at least to start in
pronunciation.
Chicago.
I think that as well, but I think
he's
will
going
be,
to move
he
into
will
a
be
starting
playing
role.
later.
Jared
yeah.
McCain's going to be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You look at some
Forgot
others.
about
Baylor
Jared McCain. That's
Shireman.
my
I did
Rookie of the
too.
Year.
The Baylor Shireman, one of the more efficient and better players in college basketball last year, didn't even get in the Celtics' first game.
Yeah.
So it's players like that. You want to find a player who's going to win the award, who's actually going to play.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jared McCain.
No.
Oh, I don't think so. Okay, is that your go-to?
Yep.
And then you got Dalton Connect?
Yeah.
DPOY, Wemby.
Wemby.
It's gonna be Wemby.
It's going to
He
be
is-
Wemby.
Alex Caruso.
I think honestly,
Josh
call
Giddey.
me crazy here. I think Wembanyama could have an MVP season
With crazy.
I
with
don't hate
Chris
that at
Paul
all.
as his.
Yeah.
That's not crazy
Point
to
guard?
say that.
Is he starting? I
Yeah,
haven't
Chris
seen
Paul's
him.
starting, yeah.
Yeah.
With Stephon Castle as his backup, and will probably be number 2. So it's like he's
That's
got
insane.
guys around him.
That's insane.
And he's coached by Greg Popovich.
Yeah,
Good old Pop.
So that's not terrible. Let's talk about some contenders. We're going to start it off with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Like you said, Grant, you walked in here and said the Celtics are going to be hard to stop. 29 three-pointers made.
They looked like I hate the Celtics, but they looked good. Like watching that game last night, I was like, I don't know.
They're scary.
I don't know who can stop them.
I mean, my favorite thing though is they had 5 minutes to break the 3-point record, and they couldn't hit a 3 in the last 5 minutes.
was
That's
10.
exactly.
What was it? 10?
It was the last 10 minutes they couldn't hit a 3.
That
But
just
it was,
made me so happy. I hate the Celtics, but they look good and they look
They
scary.
look good.
I
Jason
was talking-
Tatum looks amazing.
He looks good too, and I was thinking to myself man, I thought the Knicks were going to give him a run for their money too, in the grand scheme of things.
You know
I
what
saw
the
a lot of
announcers
Knicks.
were
I
saying?
smoked. I did
The
see a lot of
announcers
Knicks
were
side.
saying they were like, "Yeah, my second team, give me the Knicks."
Yeah.
The
Mikal
Celtics
Bridges looked
manhandled them.
through.
Mikal
Yeah.
Bridges looked bad. He has actually kind of not discovered, but he's has a little hitch on his jump shot.
Yeah.
I saw
And
that last
they've been
night.
talking about it. He has not shot the ball very effectively so far in the preseason. It just doesn't look very pretty. So that's not good if you are a big fan of the Nova Knicks.
Yep.
But yeah, the Celtics just dominated from start to finish.
They always look that good, I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to believe the hype, but part of me kind of was like, yeah, they're going to be.
And I mean,
nice.
last night I threw some money down on the game. You know, I took Jason Tatum's over, and I was worried because it was 25 or it was 27.
Quick question. Jay Kenna, how's the gambling break going? Are we still staying strong to that right now, or what?
I am on my gambling hiatus right now.
Okay.
It's very easy, actually,
Okay.
which is weird because usually it'd be harder for me.
You were saying that while twitching
You thought
your
you were
fingers,
more
by the way.
addicted?
I thought I was more addicted than I am. It was actually really easy to give it up because I don't like losing money, and I feel like I lose more than I win. So
Flip.
that's the good thing.
Flip.
Dude, I went on a generational fliff run, and then I got greedy. I worked it up to $90 betting on the WNBA Finals. I had Lynx spread, and we just barely got that. And I decided to double down and throw a little two-leg parlay on Monday Night Football on a J.K. Dobbins anytime touchdown and a James Conner anytime touchdown.
Got greedy.
Neither of those
greedy.
legs hit. Got to listen to Tate McRae in those scenarios. You can't get greedy.
There you go.
Crazy pull there. All
Back
right,
to
what do
the
you think
NBA.
about what do you think about the 76ers, huh?
So the 76ers, I think, actually have the potential to be a good team out west. However, it's not a good sign when Joel Embiid and Paul George are already out, and the season hasn't started yet.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's pretty on brand.
I can't
Really on brand.
I can't cite it here, but I saw a report where Joel Embiid says he's not playing back-to-back games anymore. He said it's probably over. Like he said, he probably is not.
I heard
playing
that too,
That's
actually.
ridiculous.
So, if your best player is coming out and saying that he's probably not going to play back-to-back games anymore, that is not something.
I'm assuming
you
that's
hear.
obviously not counting like postseason though, right?
I would hope so, but
Well,
honestly,
those games.
I mean, you do get like a day break between. But
What he said is he'll probably never play back-to-backs.
So yeah, like a Monday, Tuesday.
That's a Monday,
Oh,
Tuesday.
I got you.
So when you do have like, you know,
It sounds
little
a lot
time in
worse than
between.
it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, still,
Yeah.
your best player.
Yeah,
But how many back-to-back games do they have?
they have a fair amount.
Really?
Yeah.
You would think they play 82 games.
I mean, yeah, but you
So
can get
it's
like a
like-
day between. It's
Yeah.
a long season too. It's stretched
Yeah.
out over a while.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting. It's not a good sign when you give Paul George all that money and then he's already out. Obviously,
yeah.
it was an injury. He's not just he's not out to be out, but it's kind of upsetting.
Not great.
Right?
Not
You don't
great.
want to see that as a Philly fan for
No,
sure.
absolutely not.
Jared McCain's their rookie. What do we
Oh,
think
yeah.
about McCain?
I like him.
I think he's gonna earn some minutes this season.
I think your take about him being off the bench is probably what's going to happen. I don't think they'll send him to the G League. I wouldn't be stunned if they sent him to the G League, but
I think he has the potential to be a very good NBA role player.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think that's what most of this class is going to be.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we're going to have a lot of NBA all-stars, so to say, but I do think there's going to be a lot of very good NBA players for 10 years plus.
I
So
agree.
I just think McCain showed in college that he can learn very quickly.
he knocks down shots,
and
too.
he can shoot.
His
He
jumper
can
is
shoot
just
the ball.
smooth.
he's nice.
And so
Yes,
if
he
that's what
can.
he has to do is just learn a little bit and shoot the ball, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna earn his minutes.
Yep.
My MVP pick, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's Thunder. They were the 1 seed last year and they fell short. What do we think happens this year? Do we think that they bounce back, maybe
Their-
win that NBA championship?
Their addition of Caruso was they fleeced. They
fleeced Chicago.
And that's coming from a Bulls
Bulls
fan.
fan. Yeah, they
Yeah, we
fleeced
got
us.
2 Bulls fans here, me and Trevor, and
Yeah.
that was bad.
It was
fleece.
terrible. It was terrible.
I am excited about Giddey.
I love Giddey,
But
but
I-
I think that like it. That was
We
a
got fleeced.
Crazy look. We got fleeced.
We
Caruso's
got
a great
offered
player.
2 first-round picks at one point.
I know,
for
and
Alex
we
Caruso,
didn't-
and we didn't take it.
Ridiculous.
And now we have
Two
Josh
first-round
Giddey.
picks for
Classic
Alex
Jerry
Caruso's.
Randall team.
No, Alex Caruso is
He's
a great
really good.
player.
He's good.
He's my favorite alopecia patient. Dang it! And he's gonna win Defensive Player of the
don't think
Year.
he
and he's
has
gonna shock
alopecia.
everybody.
He does
dude.
not have alopecia.
I don't care. He's bald.
And you said
Okay.
he's going to win Defensive Player of the
I'm
He
just messing.
He's a
with
very good defender. He's
DPOY
nowhere
is a
near defensive
stretch,
player
but
of the year.
stretch.
He's nice.
That's
The
not even a
team
stretch.
that made the Western or the NBA Finals out of the West last year, the Dallas Mavericks, Case Spears' team. Shout out TD Case.
He's wearing the shirt.
He's wearing the red shirt.
And Kyrie. Can they get back there? What's the word? What do we think?
The short answer is yes.
Do you think they will?
I think they
think-
can.
I think they
I think they
definitely. I think they definitely captured lightning in the bottle with their postseason run last year. But I don't think it's now that they've been there. I mean, they've been there before, but
There's 2 weapons: Luka, Kyrie.
and those are 2 guys that are tough to stop.
If
Yeah.
you can stop them though, like the Celtics did, they won
Well, I
one
think-
game.
I think you'll see someone step up for the Mavs this
God,
year.
that
and
was so
kinda-
hard to see them
was
not
terrible.
even winning 2 games.
No, it was bad. It was so bad.
It was
So,
upsetting too.
I don't know.
I don't think they have what it takes to win it all, but I think they could make a deep run like they did last year.
It was brutal work.
I agree.
Now, the talk of the NBA.
Before you get into this, I would like to refer back to a text that you sent on Saturday. It was Bronny James's stat line from his preseason game, and you said stay on that side right now.
Yeah,
Let me
think
tell
Bronny
you,
James is
I'm going to stay on that side. I'm going to stay as
been
far
one
as I
game.
can
They
on
lost
that
that
side.
game by like 40.
I don't care if it's been one game. I have no faith in Bronny James. He will
Okay.
be in the G League by the end of the year
Okay.
and be one of the worst players in the G League by the end of the year.
I don't think he's lying.
Okay.
You two stay on that side.
Stay on that
me
side.
And, me and Jack are going to stay on this
The
side.
Los Angeles Lakers took on the Minnesota Timberwolves in a game where Anthony Davis played really good basketball.
Yeah.
Who else played really good basketball? Anthony Edwards. No surprise there. Those are two of the NBA's key marquee players.
Yep.
We have on this thing right here on the rundown, how did Bronny do? Why are we talking about that? Congratulations, Bronny James. You made your NBA debut. You got a cool picture with your dad. Let's talk about the players who contributed.
That's the
What are
point.
you looking at me
is that
for? I didn't write the
they
rundown.
I didn't write
I think that was me, but I don't know
It was
why.
50
Oh, no. Okay, I put this before the game had played, and so I was going to talk about how he did, if he
Oh.
did anything.
Well,
so, yeah,
I-
he didn't score, so we added to
I know,
how
but
did
he
Bronny do.
did get in.
Helps us push the narrative.
Yeah, right.
And I think what we saw was super cool.
Yeah. I
It was
agree.
really cool watching Bronny and his
you
dad.
love or hate LeBron James, like that was so sick. Imagine playing in any
With your
professional league
son.
with your dad or your son. Like that is awesome. That's so cool to see. But
Did you hear they had the mics at LeBron, and he's just, he wasn't even like a player. It's just like a dad talking to his son before a game. Like, you ready? Like, you just go out there, do what you do.
It's so
it was
cool.
It was cool to
It's
see.
So cool.
It is cool because we've never seen it before.
No, never.
Obviously, Ken Griffey Jr. in the MLB, actually multiple times in the NHL.
Yep.
But it's like this is the first time this has happened in the NBA, and it's just going to be different because we've never seen it before. But
the
man,
NBA
it was. I remember like watching them check in together too.
It's so weird.
So weird. So awesome. I think the Lakers are a legit team this year. I think they have a lot of pieces. I think Connect's going to start to get rolling a little bit.
I agree.
I think Anthony Davis, as long as Anthony Day-to-Day Davis plays basketball games, the Lakers will be okay. I think LeBron, obviously, he had 16 points.
Yeah.
Because he didn't need to do anything more than that. I'm trying to think of some players who also contributed. Rui Hachimura dunked on Rudy Gobert
was so sick.
on the second offensive play of that game.
That was so sick.
That was pretty awesome to see. It was fun. I think D'Lo looked all right. I mean, it's still the first game of the year, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
does that move on to? Do we move on now to college football?
Before we move on, Grady Dick over was such a lock, and I didn't take it. He's cooking right now. The
should've.
Raptors game is on, so I am watching that. But
I
he is
looked
cooking
down
right
at the
now.
script and then saw it was red, so I didn't really have a transition. Let's talk about college football. The mom game of the week last week
I got a little
was
shout out.
was maybe a bad pick.
Happy belated birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday!
Yeah. Mom shout-outs are always accepted on the BT Sports Show. Georgia dominated Texas 30-15, so it doesn't seem like a domination.
Yeah.
But man, Texas went to two quarterbacks in this game.
Yep. I don't know. I think Georgia just needed that game and were better prepared than Texas was.
But in Texas,
That's the crazy part, though, is that Texas wasn't more competitive at home. I will say the home fans were definitely into it. Got a call overturned.
Home field advantage.
Yeah,
That
we
was
got
insane.
a call overturned.
Did you see
for
what
the
they were
team.
doing to the fans too? By the way, I
They're
saw a
getting
screenshot.
messages.
I don't think
like
that's
a-
real.
It absolutely
oh, I
is.
think it is. I think they are getting their student passes taken
Yeah,
away.
that's insane.
But how?
They're throwing water bottles.
No.
on the field.
I saw that, but like, how?
They have
How are they?
cameras all over the stadium.
But how, they're putting
I
facial recognition into it.
I
though?
don't think it's.
I
real.
love
I agree with you. I don't think it's
that
real.
nobody changed the recap rundown. It's just all of my initial thoughts on here, and they're hilarious. So I'm funny. In case you guys didn't know.
I just noticed this. I was looking through it today too.
Yeah, I saw the Nebraska-Indiana
That's
one.
my favorite
We'll
headline.
get to that one in a second.
Alabama Crimson Tide. Do we have any other comments on that?
No.
I was
God,
just.
no.
Are we talking about the Alabama game?
The Texas game.
I think Texas will be fine. It was more. That was their welcome to the SEC moment.
I think it really was.
I agree.
The Alabama Crimson Tide lost 24-17. Alabama's not the same. And when are we just going to accept the fact that Kalen DeBoer needs a little bit of time to get his system implemented
And
in Tuscaloosa.
I think the big win over Georgia kind of got expectations maybe a little too high for DeBoer because he had more of like the opportunity to learn and kind of grow and make his own team. And then they beat Georgia, and it's like, okay, we're winning the Natty.
Yep.
I think this Alabama team is obviously still talented. If you don't think this Alabama team's talented, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You can't
But
worry too much about losing to Tennessee.
Beating
in
Georgia,
Tennessee.
but beating Georgia really did just put a ton of media attention on them.
Yeah.
And this team was not as good as even Alabama teams in the past.
Yep.
Well, I mean, and it's hard when you're relying and your best receiver is 17. I mean, like
He doesn't play
obviously-
like a 17-year-old.
He doesn't play like a 17-year-old, but that's hard
He's
to
getting some
rely.
backlash for wearing orange fingernail paint after losing to Tennessee.
Speak your mind.
Sure.
Speak your truth.
I think it's stupid. Like
course
let them
it's stupid.
let
Let
people
him
have
do it.
personality.
Do
No
what
one
you
no
want.
one
It's
cared when
alright.
Jared McCain did it.
By the way,
lot of
I'm going to
people
hold
cared
you
when
to
Jared
that exact
McCain did
thing
it.
that you just said. Let some people have some
Caleb
personality
Williams?
for Caleb Williams. So I don't want to hear any of that slander on Sunday, by the way.
Illinois.
I haven't slandered Caleb Williams this season.
Illinois. Luke Altmaier took down Michigan 21-7.
That was sick.
Michigan's not good.
No.
In fact, they're borderline really bad. This was predicted.
I think
Hey,
you mentioned
the
it.
very
I
first
got
show.
hated on by, I think, every single one
I
of
was
you
with
here.
you.
No.
For the
maybe-
record, I was
no.
right. That week we were having that
We
argument,
did.
I was
We
right.
did sit here. We did sit here and say, "Oh, Michigan's not that bad. They're still going to be good because it's Michigan."
Talk to
Whoa,
me.
Fuck. They're bad.
Hot mic.
He got a little shorter, but
We're not a good show.
But yeah, no, that was, I got hated on for that. That was insane. And I didn't appreciate that at all. I was right, and I would
You're
like
right.
every single one of you guys to say that.
I was
were
right
right.
that week. We were actually having that argument,
Thank
so
you.
I'm not apologizing.
It
to you
is
for anything.
very impressive.
we're gonna have to apologize in the next segment.
I got my
not
dogs
apologizing.
of the week
Yes.
and my lock of the week correct because I'm just great at what I do. The Nebraska Cornhuskers got abused in Bloomington,
I have a
Indiana.
timeout real quick. Jack, let's grab our popcorn and let's just watch this go down.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
excited
Tyler.
because
So,
Tyler Brewer.
let's
That
have
was BTA,
Let's
and
have
you're
a
an
little,
idiot.
let's have a little conversation here. What went wrong, huh? Because if I
So-
remember, no, I'm not done. If I
Everything
remember
went wrong.
correctly,
Everything
you
went
were
wrong.
hating on me. You were yelling at me. You were like, "Oh, you're so stupid."
They
you're
haven't
so
played
stupid."
anybody.
They played nobody. Played nobody.
hadn't.
They beat your team by 40.
They did.
Damn near 50.
Damn near
They
50.
did. It's,
So I don't want to hear another word out of your mouth
embarrassing.
about
Okay,
the
well,
Indiana Hoosiers.
you were asking me a question. I was going to answer your question.
Go for it.
What happened was the Nebraska Cornhuskers did not prepare for this game
Oh my God.
nearly
Dude.
as well as they needed to. Matt Rule said that in the post-game presser. He
Of
said it
course you're
again
gonna
on
say
Monday.
that.
Dude, did they just
Matt-
not prepare at all? Did they not watch
Satterfield
any
needs
film?
to go. Satterfield needs to go. He's terrible.
Dude,
He's
you're
not
still
sticking
last
guys
week.
open.
He didn't need to go
He's
last
not
week.
sticking to the run game.
Just throwing that
It's-
out
You're
there.
still
It's
5-2.
god-awful.
You're 5-2.
Yeah, and the offenses look bad all
You
season.
guys were down 30. You had to throw the ball. Let's not blame this on Satterfield.
And by the way, you said your
playing on
defense is the
Satterfield.
best in the nation.
And that's where I'm getting to next. Is Tony White came out on the
Does he need to
coordinator
go
meetings
too?
on Tuesday. He does not need to go. He will go. He'll probably get a small head coaching job somewhere. Hopefully not, because I really like Tony
You guys
White.
just played bad.
all I'm hearing is a lot of excuses and
But,
no credit to a great Indiana team.
I
with
told
a
you
great
that Indiana
performance.
was going to win this game by a lot, and they did.
I made another $20 off that too because he has no idea what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
we're out of prop money.
That was just really. It was an embarrassing showing for Nebraska after all of this talk.
I
think-
stopped talking trash to him after we
Preseason
got up by
hype.
7.
A lot of people were on your side. I don't want to.
yeah.
It
wanna
wasn't
discredit
crazy
you.
saying
It wasn't
Nebraska
crazy.
could win this
No,
game.
it wasn't.
It absolutely wasn't a crazy take.
But I don't think either you or me,
Indiana-
Jay Kenna, thought it was going to be the way it was.
Indiana-
I thought it was gonna
Indiana
be close.
showed
I thought
up. Their
Indiana was still
RPO.
going to cover.
Yeah.
I did not think they were going to cover by 40.
No.
Indiana definitely brought it to Nebraska. The RPO game for Indiana is
But
really,
you should have
really
known
good.
that going into that game, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah,
That's
but
what we
I
ran.
thought
Bad
the thing is, I thought Tony White would be able to
preparation.
make some adjustments or something. And then even when you weren't running RPOs, we couldn't get a pass rush in.
Yeah.
That
Our
was
O-line's
just
great.
that's so concerning though.
It's not. Indiana's a good team.
No, it's so concerning because we play Ohio State this week.
You're
Well,
gonna get
that's a very good
whooped.
transition
You're going to get
Yeah.
whooped.
into the college football previews for
Yes.
this week. Now we'll start it off like we do every week with our mom game of the week. Number 8 LSU at number 14 Texas A&M.
I think Texas A&M.
I think they've had 3 mom game of the weeks. So
because they're always in a good matchup. It's the SEC, man.
They got a rough
SEC.
schedule. That's for.
I know they have a tough schedule.
Yeah,
They're
it's
a
bad.
battle tested.
But this is going to be a fun game. Texas A&M is favored 2.5. What do you guys think? Because I think that LSU. We'll get to it later, but I think that LSU has a real shot to win this game.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Give me A&M.
I mean, LSU is also the higher ranked team, so you would think they probably should win this game. However, the line's 2.5 for Texas A&M. I think it should be really interesting. I mean, every time I've said it's going to be a good game, it never is, and someone always gets blown out. So I'm not going to say anything about that. But I think
you were right last week with the Minnesota Vikings Detroit Lions game. So maybe it's just the NFL.
Yeah,
Stick to the
yeah,
NFL.
right. I'll just
NFL
stick to
ball
the
knower.
NFL. But I like A&M here. I think I don't really care if LSU is the higher seed. In my opinion, A&M is A&M, and Kyle Field is Kyle Field. You could play
100%.
anyone there, and I think A&M will always have the advantage. in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and kind of to your point, I
against
think
Notre Dame
A&M
on God.
is being kind of punished a little bit for who they were at the beginning of the season, and they're so much better than they were then.
100%.
I
Their
think-
quarterback can actually throw the ball, something
Yeah.
he could not do against Notre Dame.
I think
Yep.
the fact that this is at A&M kind of has me leaning towards A&M for this game. I just think it's going to be a great atmosphere. I would assume it's probably the noon game, but if it's a night game, then that makes it even better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to be surprised if LSU goes in there and gets the win. Nussmeier, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know. He's a great
Sounds
quarterback,
like him.
though.
Yeah.
But I like A&M at home.
Yep.
Another game. This is actually the big noon kickoff game, right?
It should not
We don't
be.
even have to talk about
It should
this.
not
Nebraska
be.
football against number 4 Ohio State. The spread is 25.5.
I'm hammering the over.
I might hammer the over
lock of the
too.
week,
Yeah,
is
But
Ohio State.
I don't think Nebraska really has a chance here.
Nope.
No,
We'll keep it short and sweet. Ohio State's the better football team.
Yeah, by a lot.
Yep.
Number 21, Missouri, at number 15, Alabama. Alabama's been struggling all year, but Bama's favored by 13.5. Let me double check, make sure that's all correct.
I was talking earlier.
17.
I was talking earlier, and I'm like, I think this is maybe a game Missouri could win. However, I mean, Bama is probably one of the more unpredictable teams because you think they'll, like, in theory, you're like, oh, yeah, Bama will go in and whoop them. But I thought that about Vanderbilt. I thought they were going to at least beat Tennessee. So I don't know what's going on with Alabama, but I think this is a game that Missouri can walk into and maybe come away with a win on.
I think this is a must-win game for both teams here. Bama
Yep.
needs to get
Love
right,
that
and
take.
Missouri kind of needs to. They need to prove the haters wrong
Yes.
right now because they're winning games and going down the
Yeah.
polls. They're not impressing anybody.
For Missouri to be ranked below Alabama after they lost to Vanderbilt,
yeah,
like, that's ridiculous.
which
to
Vanderbilt
me.
did almost
Yeah.
beat Missouri, but also keyword there's almost.
Well, they took them to overtime.
Yeah.
But Vanderbilt's also, what, a top 25 team now?
24, but
They're up there. They're 25th, actually. 24 is Navy.
oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
So
Interesting.
we got a lot of good teams. Illinois, a team that beat Michigan last week and is ranked number 20, is going to travel to Eugene to take on the number one ranked Oregon Fighting Ducks. The spread's 21.5 towards the Ducks. What do you guys think happens in this game? Does Illinois have a shot?
I like Illinois. I like Illinois spread here.
Boise had a shot. Boise went in there only one or lost by like 3.
Yeah.
The Idaho game was close.
But I mean, they also have the best player in college football this year.
Yeah. I think the Illinois offense could score a few points, but man, this Oregon team is just gunning right now.
See,
You think 21.5 gunning, though?
Yes.
I
At home,
It could
yes.
be. It
I
could
think
be.
Illinois has a chance to go get an upset here. They've played a lot of good teams. Oregon
They have.
obviously is better than all of the teams that Illinois has played so far, but they played at Penn State.
Yeah.
Barely lost that game. They beat Nebraska. They packed out Memorial Stadium.
Yeah.
In a close game. They're a battle-tested team. Do I think that they will beat Oregon? I'm not going to guarantee that. I'm not putting them
Yeah.
down for dog of the week, but I think they should cover the spread, like you're saying, Trev. And I think
Yeah.
they do have a realistic shot of upsetting Oregon here because I don't think there's a true number one team in the country.
I was
right
thinking
now.
about putting their spread as my dog of the week. However, it's at Oregon. I mean, it's scary. I don't feel that confident.
I think that would be a scary one to put as your
Yeah,
dog
right.
of the week.
Yeah.
The number 12 Notre Dame Fighting Irish take on the number 24 Navy. Do they have the Navy Shipmen?
Midshipman.
That'll be a great
Midshipmen.
game.
The spread's Notre Dame minus 13. I think this could be a little closer than some people think just because of the triple options.
Yeah.
Always kind of hard to stop. I do think Notre Dame does get the win, though.
I agree. I would be surprised if they don't, but also I don't exactly know if
It's
they
Notre
can
Dame.
stop the triple option.
Yeah.
in my
It's Notre
opinion.
Dame. They
Yeah.
could lose this game. Let's be real.
I think this could be a lot like the Nebraska-Indiana game where the underdog goes in there and thinks they have a lot better chance to win than they do. I think Notre Dame's going to kind of take it to Navy here.
Yeah, Notre Dame actually has also been looking pretty good. Riley Leonard has been throwing the ball better. I mean, last week he didn't need to. He ran it in. He did what he had to do. But I do think Notre Dame does go in and get this win. Number 5, Texas Longhorns take on Vanderbilt. Texas
like
minus
that right
18 and a
there.
half. Yeah, I was thinking of Matthew McConaughey right there, so had to do a little something.
Got to be Texas, right?
100% Texas after that game.
Yeah.
You'd think, but
Yeah. I've been high on Texas all year. I think, like what you said, that was our welcome to the SEC game. And I think the culture down there in Texas is they probably still think they should be number one. And so I think they're going to go out. I think they've had a hard week of practice, probably are running quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're going to come out here, and I think it's going to be a Texas, a former ranked number one, beating up on a Vanderbilt team.
I agree.
Well, let's talk
fair.
about culture. There's a culture change at Vanderbilt.
they're
Yeah.
a football school.
They're a football school now. This team is ranked for the first time ever in my lifetime, in our lifetime.
In our lifetime, yeah.
So the
Right?
only other time could have been when they had that clip of "We're gonna show you how to play some real SEC ball," because I think they were.
But it's
4-0
just like-
around then.
This is fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
They
it's
beat
great.
Alabama. They
You're lying. You're lying to yourself if you're not.
almost
rooting for
beat
Vanderbilt.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Like, this is a team that everyone loves to watch play.
America's team.
This could be America's team. It's not God's team. That's going to always be Notre Dame. But this might be America's team. Let's talk. I agree. I think Texas is going to walk them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about my favorite game this week. The Kansas Jayhawks at number 16, Kansas
hate week.
State.
It is hate.
It is
week.
KSU
you
hate
can't
week.
do much hate week with
The
The
K-State
spread
fans trying
is
to take
Kansas
moral high
State
ground
minus
and everything.
10. Newsflash, buckos. The Kansas Jayhawks are going to walk in and cover. We might not win, but we're going to cover. I think
great teams cover.
I think KU covers. How about you
You know
guys?
what?
I think.
I think this is my underdog of the week. I think I hate to say it, but you know how in basketball when K-State beats us, we're their Super Bowl. I think
That's this year
K-State
for
is
us.
our Super Bowl in football, and
I'll
I
admit
think
that.
I think after we started as poorly as we did, I think coach is like, you know what?
Coach is right, guys.
It's time to break that. What is it? 16-year stretch.
Yeah.
I mean,
Something like
personally,
that.
if I'm the football, if I'm Leipold,
This
and
is it.
I'm
We're
going
not
for
getting
it
to a bowl
now.
game.
You know what,
This
guys?
is exactly what Jerome
They got
Tang
nothing to
does,
play
which is
for.
This year's
No.
Super Bowl.
The most dangerous team is the team that has nothing to play for.
Yep.
Right? Let's go in there. Let's cause havoc.
Mm-hmm.
KSU is quite literally playing for a spot in the college football playoffs.
Yes.
Yeah.
We don't have anything to play for.
Nope.
Let's
This would
go
be the
out
perfect
and let's play
opportunity.
football.
Let's get it done.
If
get
we're
some
going to
bounce,
beat
get it done.
K-State, all those seniors came back to beat Kansas State. This is their last opportunity.
Devin Neal.
I think
Devin Neal legacy.
Do it for
damn
Dev.
near. No. KU's going to walk into your crib and kick your ass. Kansas Jayhawks are winning.
Take over your trap, baby. Let's go.
Kansas Jayhawks are going to win this game. My score prediction is 35-31. Kansas Jayhawks.
I've
love
learned
that.
if I've learned one thing throughout my pretty much 2 years of sports betting, it is I am never going to bet on the team I want to win. On my favorite teams.
That's
What does
'cause
this
you don't
have to
know
add?
ball.
Where are
It's
you
because
going
you don't
with
know
this?
ball. and
I'm
your
going
team
to say
sucks.
that K-State wins this game.
Oh, get out!
think
The
we-
door
I
is
think
Cut
right
Tyler's mic.
there.
Cut Tyler's mic.
Whatever, bro.
But guys, look at my picks this year. I'm not picking very well.
Still,
I don't care what
Not
you
picking
you
very
you
well
pay
ever, bro.
tuition to go here. Ride with your
I'm
team.
rooting for Kansas.
So pick them.
You're
look
not
in the
under-
camera
you're not
right now.
understanding
Look
what
in
I'm
that.
doing.
Look in Cam 1.
I understand exactly what you're doing, and I simply don't care. You tried to do it with Indiana and Nebraska last week. It didn't
No, I
work.
didn't.
Just
I
pick
picked
your
Nebraska
team.
all week.
Come on, boy.
I do
Well,
really
Chalk.
want to see KU
Rock,
win there.
Chalk,
Rock, chalk.
Jayhawk.
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Rock.
Wave the
agree.
wheat right now on Cam.
All right, now pick them. Now pick them.
What?
No, don't make them pick them. Trust me. Knowing Brewers picks, we all
So
know.
so when I'm saying it, I'm the bad guy, but
When
at
I'm
least
saying
someone
it,
else
it's
is
funny.
picking up when I'm throwing down. Here.
Alrighty. Trev, do you have a pick for this game?
Yeah.
Score prediction?
Kansas. I'm the same
What's
as you.
the-
I'm
oh.
the same as you. I think that's exactly what it'll be. I think that's the only way we win the game is if we can get
I
scoring.
think
if
we
it's
get-
a low-scoring game, we're not winning.
I think it's going to be K-State ball with a minute left. We're up 35-31. Avery Johnson throws an INT to Mello Dotson or Kobe Bryant, and we are going to wave the wheat right in his face.
would
He
love
is not a
nothing
very
more.
good-looking guy, and it
You ever
makes
seen
me.
Bello and the Bulldogs?
Oh,
I saw a clip of that
Oh,
today
no.
on TikTok, but we're not going to get into that.
that's crazy work. All right, let's get into my favorite segment, our favorite segment, locks and dogs of the week. My
Here we
lock
go,
of the
baby.
week is Indiana -6.5 because Indiana's really good at football and they're going to win. They're
Yep.
going to beat Washington by more than 7. So that's my lock.
It's not ridiculous.
I mean, I'm the same thing. On the rundown, it looks like I'm pointing up to Tyler, but I'm not. It's Indiana -6.5. I mean,
I've been running with Indiana all
Dude,
year, and it's the right move.
you cannot lose with them. I
No.
mean, they are nice. I love
They're
Coach
gonna
Sig.
lose. They're gonna lose this week. Now that we said that, but
I don't care.
You know who's
We're
not losing this
losing.
week? Sorry, Tyler, I'm skipping you. 'Cause
I
your
actually
team-
think all the teams that play Nebraska have lost the weekend.
Minnesota moneyline versus Maryland. Give me that. Game's in Minnesota.
PJ Fleck, love her.
Yes. Let's go.
Love that pick, Grant.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't hate it. I like
That's
it.
fun.
How
That's
about
a
you,
fun
Brew?
one right there.
Lock of the week. I'm actually going to try and get one of my lock of the weeks to actually hit this week. So I'm taking Ohio State to cover 25.5 points at home against Nebraska.
You're secretly just trying
Tyler
to sabotage.
Tyler Brewer actually kind of did not know that the lock of the week was actually supposed to hit.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's sure, whatever.
It's not great.
Dogs of the week. My dog of the week is LSU +2.5 because I think LSU actually wins this game.
My dog of the week is UNLV +3.5 at home versus Boise State. I think I'll take UNLV money line here.
Buddy, you forget the Heisman front runner.
I know Ashton Genty's on the other side, but I think if there's a week that Boise State loses, I think UNLV can get it done here.
Okay.
It's a dog of the week
talk
for
to
a
me,
reason.
baby. Let's go. KU
Riding
money
with the
line
Jayhawks.
all the way. Give me KU money line. We're running right here, Grant.
We
This
are.
is a great day for me and you.
You know
on
what? You got
Saturday.
Tyler
You had
skipping through the
WVU
meadows
on
over
there.
here.
It
Me and you
doesn't
are
matter.
running this.
It
all
doesn't
right?
matter.
NFL recap. We'll be quick. I know we had a little
long
more.
right now.
We had a little more to the rundown this week. The Detroit Lions showed why they're actually Super Bowl contenders, beating the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota.
You got something to say about that, Grant?
No, I just hate the
Oh,
Lions.
okay.
Well, what do you think
Okay.
that means for Minnesota? Just throwing that out
Nothing.
there.
How do you
Nothing.
hate the Lions?
I also heard rumors that they might be potentially trying to swindle Matthew Stafford.
Really?
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings trying to swindle Matthew Stafford.
Interesting.
I
Is it
don't.
really a Sam Darnold issue in Minnesota right now?
No, Sam Darnold is not the issue in Minnesota, and I don't really know how true that is. I saw it on Twitter.
I saw that the Giants might be trying to make a run.
Twitter
for
is
him,
not a good
but-
source, guys. Don't
Not
use
the
Twitter
best.
as references.
Almost as good as Wikipedia right
The
there.
Commanders win the game, but they lose big. Jaden Daniels goes
Yep.
down with an injury, and it looks
I
like he
don't-
is not playing.
This is the
next
game
week.
that lost me
Really?
my fantasy game this
Yes.
week.
Okay, I don't think it's a lose big type of thing. Maybe he'll be out for a game. It's a rib injury.
No.
He'll be back
Yeah.
next
He'll-
week.
he'll be back. He'll be ready to
He
go.
did not practice today. Obviously, I don't think anyone's surprised by that. But I don't know who they play off the top of my head. We'll look for pick'ems, obviously. But I like you're saying, Trevor. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play this week. Marcus Mariota looked good. I mean, it was Carolina, but
It's not detrimental.
and was someone I was
Speaking-
gonna say was someone saying Bryce
Speaking
Young.
of Carolina, Bryce Young named the starter, and this is coming after Andy Dalton was involved in a car accident.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Not,
You
nothing
didn't know
serious.
that?
What?
You didn't know that?
Why aren't we putting that on breaking news?
I don't know.
I also did not know this.
a great
When did this
question.
happen?
Like 2 days ago.
And it's nothing serious, but he was getting checked out by the doctors, team
Maybe
doctors.
just a little whiplash.
Also, it's
Yeah.
like they just haven't been winning games
foot
anymore.
Yeah.
Why not just
Really?
throw him back in there?
He's a
Might as
former
well.
first overall pick.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
The Broncos beat New Orleans. I know you guys cross that out, but
That's 2 now,
Twice,
brother. We
Kevin.
gotta lock in, man.
guys, I can do what I want. I'm a grown man.
Yeah, you're not as dad.
Whoops. Yeah, I apologize. I'll be better. The Broncos beat the Saints. I think the Broncos looked really good. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think they look good.
I called it last week. I'm not right often, but I was right about the Denver Broncos defense having a field day. They did exactly that.
What a defensive touchdown.
It sucked though because I
Case
played against
Spears
their
loved that
defense in
one.
fantasy.
That
this week.
defensive touchdown case.
Yeah.
I know
Shootout.
you liked that. That made him $80 right
A
there.
shootout.
Yeah.
in Tampa. The Ravens and the Bucks combined for 72.
That was a
Points.
wild one.
What a game.
Wild
That's a game that I love to watch because I love scores.
We were eating that up.
We were eating
We
that
needed,
up.
that Ravens defense.
We needed that Ravens defense, and sadly, the Buccaneers just scored too many points.
Yeah.
However, the Bucks lose Godwin and Evans.
And that's not great at all.
Because
I feel really bad because I didn't watch this game after the other Monday night game started because I was sweating my bet.
You're sweating your bet?
I feel bad that I missed a good game, but it does suck for the Buccaneers losing a lot of their
They
offensive weapons.
They lose their offense.
Yeah, right.
Jaguars.
Jaguar.
I was just gonna let you talk
Yeah.
about it.
It'll be quick. And
Did you see what Tate had to say?
what did he have to say? Is he a?
He said in the chat, "Get ready for the Packers to beat the Jags," and I think he is, Tate.
I am ready for that. The Jaguars like
Start
next
it.
5 games is like the gauntlet. Like it might be the next like out of any team in the NFL,
Even
these
the
next 5
announcers.
games might be the hardest.
Yeah.
I would be happy if the Jaguars get a win. I think they go 0-5. I would be happy with a win. I just want to keep seeing Brian Thomas Jr. look good.
He
I
did.
think he's
I think I'm
obvious.
winning that fantasy trade right now. Chuba Hubbard for BTJ.
Chubba Hubbard, huh?
Yeah, isn't that his
Chuba.
name?
I think it's Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba
But-
Hubbard.
I just want to
Chuba
keep.
is so much better than
It's
Chuba.
so much more fun
We
to
should start
say.
calling him that.
Yeah, he's Chuba Hubbard from
Okay.
on this,
I just want to
on
keep
this
seeing
show.
BTJ play well. Trevor Lawrence keep growing with his connection to him. I would like to see Trayvon Walker keep doing what he's doing on defense. He's had a better year. But other than that, I mean, I put the Jaguars game in here just because they beat the Patriots, who are the other worst team in the league. And I think this game
I mean,
at
like,
the end of the year
they're
is
not
going
the
to have.
worst.
100%.
Let's go.
You beat the Patriots. Drake May looked good.
Well,
didn't look
we
bad.
make any rookie
started the game
quarterback
with
that
real
plays
good.
against us look like a top 10
Hey,
quarterback.
now. Hey,
That's
now.
true.
We make
I was
anyone.
yawning, guys. I was yawning. That
I
was not a
wasn't-
voice crack. I was mid-yawn.
I wasn't laughing at that.
FYI.
I was just laughing. We make. Oh my! Stop. That.
Pow.
Sorry.
Finish
Okay,
up.
you're right. We made. I'm trying to.
He's
He's
done
done
now.
now.
That was a great big
All right,
play.
I'm trying to
just
think
go
of the name.
Let's
No,
just go to pick
Browns
ones.
quarterback. Deshaun Watson. We made Deshaun Watson look
Let's
like
not
a top
speak
10.
on
He did.
Deshaun
I
Watson.
bought
Deshaun
Jerry
Watson.
Judy stock after
Let's
that
not speak
game.
on
Yeah,
him.
Deshaun Watson got
But-
hurt.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Deshaun Watson.
I'm just glad the
right?
Jags
Hopefully
got a
you're doing
win.
better.
So
We have some NFL pick'ems.
Yep,
I think Brewers got them pulled
let's
up.
I can do it. New rule is Jack Kenna is picking last as the
Let's
leader.
show the little graphic.
I like that.
Yep.
I want to
let's
see
pop
my
that graphic
beautiful
up there.
face at number 1.
Yep.
Here it is.
69
Nice.
picks for Jack Kenna. He purposely
Nice.
got one wrong last week so he could be at 69.
I'm sure he did.
Grant and Trevor will never not be tied. And
Trev,
then
we're
I had a
4
bit of a
behind.
better week,
We're
but
cooking, though.
a bit of a better week. You picked
Brew.
the Patriots over the.
I got 9
Brewer,
right.
you're getting your ass kicked.
Yeah,
it's
there's
just terrible.
probably not really any
What's the
coming back.
punishment for being last?
And I mean,
in the
look at
pick
his
tracker?
face too. He lost when he chose the picture. His picture is upset. Everyone else has a smile. Trevor looks surprised, and Tyler's just like, "Holy shit! I've only gotten 56 games right."
What's the punishment for being last
You know
in
what?
the pick tracker?
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
good.
have the fans decide our punishment. I think.
That's not
Well,
a good
it's
idea.
literally just going to be Tyler.
So hey, leave in the comments below what you want Tyler to do when he inevitably has.
How about just a
the
brown
least amount
paper
of
bag
game.
for an episode?
Oh, man.
No.
You wish.
Alrighty. Read us
Leading
off
off.
the games. I'm
Yep.
going to go last.
Vikings,
Thursday
Rams.
night football. Yep, Vikings, Rams. Trevor, you want to start us
Yeah,
off?
Vikings. Easy.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vikings here too.
Vikings.
I'm going to go Vikings.
Yay! All right. Do you want to take it? Or
Yeah, I'll
Jude's
take
got
it.
one?
I'll
Real
take
quick,
it.
real
Jude's
quick.
happy in the stew.
By the way, there's no teams on bye. We are getting 16 games.
Great day to be great. Starting off the noon slate on Sunday, Ravens Browns. I think this is another easy one. Maybe I'm
You use such a different
tweaking.
site.
Ravens. This is an
Ravens.
easy one for
Ravens.
the Ravens.
Yeah.
Following that up, we got Lions versus Titans. Yet another easy one. Lions.
Lions.
Yeah. This is the first one where I could see some something.
Differences?
Colts Texans.
Buddy,
What?
what?
I think the
How,
Colts.
what?
I think the Colts are a team that people count out a lot. I don't
Because
hate them.
Anthony Richardson's their quarterback.
I don't hate them. I don't. There's a reason they're 4-3 and not 1-5. Grant.
But it's the
so I don't want
Texans.
to hear
It's
it
the
out
Texans,
of you.
Okay,
And
so
the
you
Texans
taking
haven't
the
looked that
Colts?
hot. No, I'm not. But
So let's just
Yeah. Texans are going to win that game.
Packers Jags. Packers.
Go Pack go. I do think Jacksonville's offense could be decent this game.
You can
Not
go
bad.
before me because
I'm going Packers.
Listen,
What
guys, I know I
doing?
made fun of Tyler for
brother.
not going with his team, and as much as I want to win the Quick and
I'm tying my
Pick'ems,
shoe, guys.
I'm going with the goddamn Jaguars. Let's go, baby.
What an episode.
What?
We're following that up. We got Cardinals Dolphins. I'm going Cardinals here.
Tua could be back this week, right? Or is he
Yeah.
taking this week off?
Yeah, and
No,
he's
he
seeing
could be
twice
back.
as many defenders,
But
and
he doesn't want,
half
he
as
doesn't
many
want to wear a
offensive
guardian
players.
cap. I'm
I
tying
was
my
gonna
other
say,
shoe,
did you
too,
guys see that clip? That's
is
awesome.
going
He
on?
doesn't want to
CTE
wear a
is
guardian
talking
cap. That
going
was
on.
nuts.
Yeah, that was crazy.
'Cause he
Quick
just
them
doesn't want
pick'ems,
to.
fellas. Quick them.
Yeah,
the
give
Cardinals.
me the Cardinals,
Cardinals.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had one pick so far where it was a 3-1,
Yeah.
right? And
Did
then
we?
all the
It was
rest.
the Jags, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jets Patriots, the next game. This is going to be the Jets, I hope.
Jets, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go Jets.
Yeah. We got Bucks Falcons. This is one I see maybe us to like.
It's in
going
Atlanta,
in.
right?
No,
No,
it's
it's in
in
Tampa
Tampa.
Bay.
I'm going Tampa here personally.
What?
Oh, I'm going Falcons.
I'm going
Falcons.
Falcons as well. Who do the
Well,
Buccaneers
also,
have?
the Bucks
Oh,
just
they
lost
got
their two
they
receivers.
okay. Is it okay to change or do I
Yes.
have to
No,
write this
yeah,
in?
you
I
can
got-
change that.
because he
You
didn't-
I
changed
will
because
say,
you're copying
no,
my
I
pick.
didn't. You guys didn't let me choose. I was gonna
And
trade.
you got it right. You should
I
be
got it
lucky.
right. I was going to actually go on a whole thing and say thank you, but it's ruined.
Quick 'em
now.
pick'ems. Can I change the Falcons
Yes.
or not?
Yes.
All right, I'm going Falcons.
Yeah.
Eagles Bengals.
This is the first one I think we might disagree on.
Where's it at?
It's in
It's
Cincinnati.
in Cincy. I'm gonna go Bengals here.
You know what? Because my fantasy team needs it, give me the Eagles.
Okay.
I would love to see that.
I'm
from my
happy to
fantasy
see you
team
two
leader.
not picking the same a little bit
Someone-
this
someone
episode.
might-
we gotta
someone might
get
get up.
one of you to pull away from the other.
I'm
True
sorry,
second.
we actually know what's going on, unlike
Not as much as Jack Kenner, apparently.
Yeah, you're right. Not as much, but
I just want a true
Okay, let's
second.
go. It's quick.
have
I
you,
just
have
want
you
a
watched
true
an NFL game before? He just picked.
Quicker.
Shut up.
Tyler picks.
Give me the Bengals.
He picks what team he thinks is cooler, bro. He's like, yeah, I like their
I
colors.
like the logo a little more. All right, Jay Kenner, what are you going with here? Bengals or Eagles?
I'm gonna go Bengals.
Gotcha.
I
So
do
wait,
You're
need.
the only Eagle.
I do need the Eagles for my fantasy sake, but I think in Cincinnati, I feel like Joe Burrow's had a really good year.
Yeah.
And I think Jamar Chase is a good wide receiver, and I like them. Their colors are sick.
Fair enough. Following that up, we got Chargers Saints. I'm going Chargers, I guess.
I'm also gonna ride with the Chargers here. Not much else to say.
Derek Carr playing.
Yeah,
Chris
I don't
Olave
know.
playing.
I don't believe.
Derek Carr isn't playing. Chris Olave may.
Yeah.
Who's their backup?
No idea.
Well,
Gardner,
is
no.
Spencer Rattler.
Give me the
the
Chargers. You just had to mention his name, bro, and I'm going
Dude,
Chargers.
Spencer Rattler struggled against Denver because the Denver defense is really good.
They are good.
Zip it up when you're done.
Again, I mean,
I'm gonna
Good
go
Lord.
Chargers.
This has been an episode.
This
guys.
is
Is that
something,
a,
man.
is that an all clap across?
Yeah. Goodness gracious. We got Bills Seahawks coming up next.
We're at.
At
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah. I'm going Bills here personally.
The Seahawks had a big game against the Falcons last week, and I think they're gonna have a big game against Buffalo here. I think it's gonna be closer, but I think they get it. I think they get it done. Give me Seattle.
Okay.
You're just gonna
Give me
fade my
Seattle.
pick. Oh,
I'm
wow.
going Seattle. I like
I'm
Seattle.
gonna
a
go
little more.
Buffalo because I'm not an idiot.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we
I have
we're
a
wrong.
feeling Trevor's gonna. It's either I'm gonna.
Well, no, because I'm gonna lose it on this pick because I'm gonna go with my gut. Not my gut, my fandom. We got Bears Commanders next. I'm obviously gonna go Bears because
I don't think you're crazy for that. 'cause
I mean, I'm
if-
going Bears too.
I'm going
I
Bears
mean,
as well.
if
Jaden Daniels can't
If Jaden
play.
Daniels isn't playing, then
He's
I'm gonna ride with the Commanders on this because I want to be different, and also because I just like the Commanders.
You just need to make up ground, which is why you're going with that.
And see,
could
this
be
is a
honest.
good game to
That's
make
a
up
great
ground.
game to make up
This
ground.
is a
unlike
great.
the last 5 you've done.
I had one
So-
last week where I was the only one that got it right.
Yeah, but
That
you
was
know-
the
for
one you
4.
wanted to change.
But Marcus Mariota
no.
did look good.
He did.
I still think the Bears win this game.
I was not expecting that, so thank you for that, guys. We got Panthers Broncos coming up. This is going to be an easy one for us.
Broncos.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about?
Yeah, he
I
wanted
just,
to
I
be
just think
different. He
Bryce
wanted
Young
to be
might
different.
surprise some people this game, but I gotta go
not
with
against the
Denver's
Denver
defense.
defense.
I gotta go with
Gracious.
Denver's defense.
Okay, thank God. Chiefs Raiders. I'm
Chiefs.
going to go
Chiefs?
Chiefs here. Yeah.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Chiefs. Let's go.
Even though I do think, crazy take, Chiefs have been playing really good all year. They're going to lose with the Broncos.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They'll split it.
I don't
I
mind
think
that.
they will split with Denver. But I
think we'll probably
we're all going Chiefs right there. So
Yes, absolutely.
easy money.
Last Sunday night game, Cowboys 49ers. Case, if you guys lose this game, I don't know what, change your team, honestly. Because there is no way.
He's already a
that-
Chiefs fan.
There
He is
is
a
no way
bandwagon.
you guys are losing this game.
Hey, buddy,
with
did you like
an
the
injured
Celtics game
49ers
yesterday?
team that the 49ers have.
The 49ers have asked me to play.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. So I'm going Cowboys here. If you guys lose, God help Case.
Give me them boys.
Yeah.
I'm also going Cowboys.
Give me the Niners.
Their entire team is injured.
It's
Yeah, the
okay.
Cowboys
This
suck.
is a game where you can make up ground. The Cowboys aren't necessarily good. I don't
Yeah,
even hate them for that.
Whatever.
Give me the Niners.
Just bloodbath
The
of a Monday,
the
of a
Niners
Monday
also
night.
need to get right too.
Is that all of the games we got?
We got
one
a
more.
Monday night game,
Oh my
just an
gosh,
absolute
yay.
bloodbath of a Monday night game. Steelers versus the Giants at Steelers.
Looks like we're watching NBA on Monday. That's for sure.
Yeah. What were you giving me a
always-
look for saying that was a bloodbath?
No, I'm not. I'm
The
just
Steelers
trying
are
to.
going to win that game.
Wait a
By a
second.
lot.
Are they, okay.
Okay.
Who's the Steelers' starting quarterback? Because
Russell Wilson.
It doesn't matter. They're both good.
They're both fine.
They're
Like
both
they're
it's
both
gonna be the
mediocre
Steelers.
quarterbacks who can win you football
Yeah.
games.
I didn't
All right.
think Russ looked good enough.
We
but
all
give me
picked
the
Steelers there, right?
Yeah,
Give
we
me the
did.
Steelers.
Yay!
Well, guys, that is all we have for today's episode of the B Team Sports Show. It was really fun spending an hour with you guys, and we will see you next week.
Before we go, we have our socials up on the screen.
Make sure you guys follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and especially TikTok. We post banging content on every single one of those platforms. That is all.
We're gonna be filming a fun one after this too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a
That
great
is all
idea.
that we have for you guys. Thank you guys, and have a blessed week.